Okay, we're going to talk about the modern competition grip right now. Years ago when IPSC, not EPA, it started with, or IPSC, it started with the Weaver stance. I started with the Weaver stance, a lot of people did. I'm not going to get into Weaver stance. I'm going to mainly talk about one grip, which is, it can be called a modified isosceles. It's a type of isosceles. Some people nowadays call it just a modern competition grip. And basically, it looks about like that. Everybody's a little bit different on it, but it's just sort of an isosceles. Your arms form a triangle, thumbs are pointed at the target. There's really no pushing with this hand or pulling with that hand. It's kind of neutral. But the big thing is camming down with this wrist to where if you took your hand off the gun and had a stick in your hand, your thumb would be pointed forward and your hand's at that angle and you've got all your power camming down like that. So when you grab the gun, you almost have a locked wrist and it's really tight. So it's like that. Instead of just putting your hand like this, there's not much power there. But when you cam it down and you have full contact with the gun, it's a lot more secure. But I want to talk just a little bit about small things that I see people doing right in the beginning. It's like just basically grabbing a gun and how to hold it. The first thing a beginner will do is they'll grab a gun and they'll grab it like this. I have a big gap right here on the beaver tail. Just about any auto you shoot, you want to make sure, shooting in one hand or two hand, you shove your hand up as high as possible, as long as it doesn't interfere with the slide, and keep it there. No matter what you're doing, reloading, loading, or firing, or whatever, always have your hand high. Don't ever just hold the gun like that. So in the grip, your hand's going to be high and firm, one line with the bone of your arm, especially shooting one-handed. And you want full coverage with this hand, the palm of your hand, the heel of your hand, with the grip. So you want 360 degrees of coverage. So the base of your thumb basically snuggles up into this thumb, and you have your hand cammed down to where it looks like that. And from the front, you see your fingers are laced into your knuckles. And the amount of pressure, you hear people say, grip 70% more with your weak hand. People argue about that. I've heard some of the top shooters say, no, you grip 100% with both hands. Well, that may be true, but in the beginning I found out sometimes you do need to try to grip a little more with your weak hand, because they try to kill the gun with their strong hand, and it affects trigger control. So a lot of times if you're shooting a bill drill or practicing shooting pairs or something, try gripping a little harder with your weak hand and just holding your strong hand just like you're holding a hammer, just enough to control it and just work the trigger. So that's basically all it is. Keep your strong hand high and this hand high. See, people, they'll want to slip down here. You've got to keep both hands high, thumbs at the target. So that's about it for a modern competition grip.